Conversations with Cheese and the Tugboat. Conversation.
Come on down.
So last time we were here, last time we got together, we talked
a minute ago.
It was at least 8 minutes. One or more of us pooped in that time. We talked about the truth. We talked about kind of a background, gave you guys some theories, rambled quite a bit, did a lot of crambling around the block. That's another throwback, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, good for me. So we talked about truth. We talked about some theories. We talked about the 4 C's, 1 P of truth. I wish it was 5 C's, but it's not.
Can you rile them off without looking?
Correspondence, coherence, constructivism, constructivist, consensus, and pragmatic. Bam! Kids still got it. And then we went off the board with pluralist and felt that was the most useful theory of truth.
The most modern theory, I would feel.
Which, because we live in the modern era, Pomo, we would say that one's the most useful.
Yeah. But I'm also very tickled by the whole nihilistic thing.
Well,
based on my quarter-life crisis, which may not even be a quarter-life crisis, depending on when I die, which I'll never know.
108 years.
Okay, whatever. Just review the podcast. Let me know if that's how the Tugboat sounds, because I think it's a pretty good impression.
Not gonna lie, that's really fun to do.
Pulling into the harbor.
I can't stop doing it.
Cheese.
No, I got nothing. So we like that truth one. You know, we crambled on for
so
just under 70 minutes.
We are going to keep it going, keep it rolling.
Keep the truth train trucking.
The truth train trucking?
The truth train.
Oh, the truck train. That sounds like
the truth train sounds like a new Judge Judy spin-off.
Like Soul Train mixed with
Judge Judy.
Judy?
Judge Joe Brown. Possibly Judge Mills Lane.
Potentially racist comment.
No. Nuh-uh, man. So, in the last episode, we talked about truth and where it came from, how we determined it, then we grilled cheese.
I got grilled.
With some questions about perspective and realities, and I don't remember. It seems like a year ago now. And now we're going to dig deeper and deeper.
Yeah, we're going to see how this truth stuff applies.
And then we're going to just start shaking the tree a little bit. See what is it good for. Is it absolutely nothing? Tune in.
Probably not.
To find out.
To right now.
Tune in to current.
Yeah, if you want to build the suspense, just pause it and go and make a sandwich or something like that.
Go to the bathroom. Maybe just wait for 8 minutes. Don't do anything. Just
build the suspense. Actively build suspense.
Like you want this to be as suspenseful as Undercurrents with Wendy Mesley.
I'd like to see Wendy Mesley's Undercurrents, if you know what I mean.
She'd be like 60 now.
So probably not flowing too fast in those currents.
Probably look like a loose meat sandwich. I can't do that.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah, we'll get the editor to take that out for us.
In a probes.
Is the editor just like the architect in the Matrix, like some semi-mythical being? Speaking of myths, just kidding.
Truth.
So we really...
Truth!
Old Cheester and I both happened to listen to the same podcast by some dude in America, and he had a guest on there, the one and only TJ Miller.
You may know him from Yogi Bear.
You probably recognize the name as the starring ranger in Yogi Bear 3D.
He's done some other stuff, but it's
not very grandiose, whatever, some Transformers movie or something. Just something no one's ever going to know anything about.
NBD.
Big time. BT. So, breakfast television? No, shut up. Okay. So yeah, he was on this podcast, and he has a new philosophy in life. He lives under the absurdist belief system. He is currently writing a movie about being a nihilist. So, in his studies of learning how to be a nihilist, he came across this dude, old Friedrich Nietzsche. He's a German-born philosopher. He had some interesting ideas until he went batshit crazy and died as a crazy person. I don't remember the year it's written down, but his theories and writings have been taken by many people, including Hitler, and just
the wrong way.
Yeah, just kind of changed around and manipulated. I was thinking of a way worse word there, but manipulated into meeting their own needs type of thing. Bastardized, if you will.
That was his truth. It was his interpretation. It was his perspective.
Well, I think it was more Nietzsche's sister trying to get rich off her dead brother's writings, but one mythical anecdote about how Nietzsche went crazy was that he was just writing, he was angry at the world. What does it matter? Who cares? Getting very nihilist. Very, very Niles from Frasier. And came out, and you don't need to laugh at that one. Came out and saw a man beating a horse, and he just started thinking about, like, the perspective of the horse. Like, it's bewildered and doesn't understand why it's being beaten, and he just, like, broke down and started crying and pushed the man away and started crying and rubbing the horse's face, and just was destroyed in the brain after that. Other people from the scientific realm say that he had syphilis, and that destroyed his entire mind. So, whatever one you like, you take, but I'd like to think it's a combination of the two. That's the most romantic way to think of it. He's trying to save the horse from being beaten, and he did. And then whatever syphilis does, I don't care or don't want to look it up.
It's a venereal disease.
Well, I know that, but I don't know the exact method that it destroys your brain.
I think it gives you essentially like herpes on your brain tissue.
Well, you got bunged up anyways, and then he never wrote another meaningful word, which is sad because he had a very interesting mind.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Freud went to analyze him and basically said, "No, I can't do it. I can't analyze you. Your brain is too far advanced for me to figure out."
Yeah. If anything, you should be analyzing me. Am I right?
And then Nietzsche just said, "Well, this has been a huge waste of my time," and walked out. Again, probably mythical, but these are the things we learned about. So we started saying, "Oh man, this Nietzsche guy, he had some interesting ideas on truth." He said, "What does it matter? Why are we worried about what's true?" And he had a little thing. I'll pass it off to you because I know you enjoy these parts.
That's what she said. Truth should be used as long as it promoted life and will to power, and untruth was superior if it has these qualities.
So basically, how I interpret that as my truth is the truth should be used as long as it's for good.
Yes.
And to advance life.
So
or whatever will to power means.
Yeah.
There's air quotes around that.
And then the latter part there, untruth is superior if it has these qualities. So in that sense, by not telling the truth, like actively lying, I think.
The classic, it's just a little white lie.
Yeah.
Think back, Forrest Gump comes back from China. He has that, and I meant to look up the name of the ping pong paddle company. Flexolite ping pong paddle.
Yeah.
And he never used the Flexolite ping pong paddle, but he still went in their commercials, and Mama said it was just a little lie, said it weren't going to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
So, as long as it's superior and promoting life, in this case, he got $10,000 and was able to get a shrimping boat, and after that hurricane went through, he was able to corner the shrimping industry in Battery, Alabama.
Yep, and run and inspire people, and that never would have happened if he hadn't
if he hadn't lied about using a Flexo Light ping pong paddle. So, and people always say, oh, it's a little white lie, which, wow.
Yeah, like, is that
That's
saying...
totes racist.
Yeah, like, is that saying that, like, white people lie all the time?
No, that's more like people associating white with good. And you get, those old Tennessee folks, those old guys sitting on porches drinking mint juleps.
Yeah.
You do a favor
like
for
colonels?
them. Yeah, like Kentucky Colonel guys.
Yeah.
So you do a favor for them, and they're like, "Wow, boy, that was mighty white of you." That's the expression they use. Also, keep in mind that they were pretty much the front runners on the whole slavery thing. So racism, not really a factor for them. But I just put that together. That when people are like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just a little white lie," like when your girlfriend comes in and says, "Hey, does this make me look fat?" And you're like, "No, you look great." Even though... That's how you sneeze, by the way.
I'm a little frightened.
Sneeze? Just so you know.
Confused.
Yeah, so the little quote-unquote white lie. Sometimes if it's promoting life, and it's good. Sorry, the sneeze really threw me off of my...
Yeah. No worries. So, like, one of the things that I thought of just now as reading this, just now, off the top of my head, just now, completely improvised, which is this idea of... actually, that doesn't really fit very well, but initially I had it just like, again, for the greater good or something, just if you can save someone's life by lying or doing something like that, then it's like that's better than actually disclosing the truth. Although for a lot of people, truth is like the highest virtue of something.
What about where you draw the line, though? I don't know if we have this queued up for later, but is it okay to tell the truth if it kills one person and saves a million? Or should you lie and save the one person and let a million die? Of course, I'm referencing Neo and his lady in the Matrix. What's her name?
Elaborate.
Why do we always do this? I forget her name. Trinity.
Nancy.
Trinity.
Oh, sorry.
Nancy. Not even close. It's the Matrix. They don't have names like Nancy.
I'm going on the record to say I've only
Charlotte.
seen this.
Charlotte.
Neo and Charlotte.
Charlotte is either a pig or a spider that is involved in inspirational messages in spider webs. It's the spider. Don't be stupid. Wilbur's the pig, idiot. Come on. What do you think this is? A preschool podcast?
I'd listen to that.
We have our master's degrees.
Yeah, but a preschool podcast sounds pretty awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, there would be so much Ninja Turtle talk. Actually, this week, I had an hour-long texting conversation with a colleague about Lego.
Yeah.
On the Office intercommunication device. We were sending links of, like, castles we had, and it was pretty, I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty nostalgic. Started looking up the instruction sheets, how to build some of the castles. And then I thought to myself, my mom sold my 2 tubs of Lego in a yard sale.
Yeah, mine too.
That was my Lego.
Your mom sold mine too.
Yeah, my mom was just like a Lego baron. She was just buying and selling Lego on spec.
No,
and then selling it when it went up in value slightly.
The Lego lady?
She's like the Lego baron. Baroness.
Baroness.
Anyways, so that was my Lego. She just sold it to someone else. That's like stealing it.
Because I'm sure you bought it.
Well, I owned it. It was a gift. It's mine. I was taking it with me. I could have it now. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I had those 2 tubs of Lego on Saturdays where I wasn't working, I would be on my colored floor mat in the basement building castles and shit. For real.
Making some prototypes for pirate times.
I would build I had the pirate ship. I had those big brown ship, like, specialty pieces. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh man, I am so hot right now. Like, whoever bought that was buying stolen property. I could charge the whole works. What's the statute of limitations on buying stolen property? Is that even a crime?
Another Lego litigation.
We need a Lego lawyer. What's Jim the Hammer Shapiro doing right now? You think he would take our case? Punitive damages of mental anguish?
He would, because he is Jim
the Hammer
Shapiro. He hired a voice guy to do the middle part. You imagine that? You're the voice guy just going,
how do you expense that?
The Hammer.
How do you...
No, guys, people aren't going to hire me if I don't have a
If I just say, Jim the Hammer Shapiro, no one's going to hire me. I need some drama in there.
The Hammer.
Jim the Hammer. The Hammer. Imagine him trying out people for that, having auditions. You come in, you get like 3, like...
The Hammer.
Well, I thought maybe I would do like a Western one, like the Hammer.
Jim the Hammer.
Do a New York one.
The Hammer.
Forget about it. That's pretty good. The
That's
Hammer. Then he says that at the end. Shapiro. Forget about it.
The Hammer. That's the Boston. The Hammer.
The Hammer. What
Jim
about
the Hammer.
do a like a bro, like a frat guy?
The Hammer. I don't know. This is like
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Oh, weird. What are we talking about? Who are you? Where are we?
We're talking about the will to power is better to do things like by lying and then by being honest. Personally, I'll talk a little bit about myself. Cheese.
Cheesing it up.
Hate lying. I have a really, really tough time. If I was in the book Divergent, I would probably be in Candor because they teach you to not lie ever.
Nobody but you has read that book.
And several teenagers have read that book.
40,000 teenagers.
It was made into a film. So
yeah,
it was clearly read. It was clearly read by several people to
I'll
be
read it. I'll read it.
It was a bestseller.
Should we recommend it?
It was one of Nancy's picks at the library. So
I think I need to meet Nancy and see if she's like the girl that comes in after school and just puts stuff in the Dewey Decimal System. Mm-hmm. Is that still a thing?
The Dewey, yeah, it's his legacy. So like my honesty, I mean, sometimes would get me, I guess rewarded or whatever. Like you would get some good things that would happen from but that would get you in trouble sometimes. Like there is like on the good part, some people would come to you because they like respect your honest opinion or they know they won't like yank your chain or jerk you around or other pseudo-sexual
pull on your dick or
pull on your dick, so hang on to your hog,
yank your wag,
jostle around your Jimmy, that kind of thing. So then they'd be like, oh, thank you for your honest opinion. But then there's other times where I should be lying. Like, I should full out be lying or just not.
Did you break that lamp? Yes.
Yeah, because the thought in my mind...
Strike one.
The thought in my mind always is, what is the worst that could happen if I lie here? And for whatever reason, I always come up with, telling the truth is a better option. But
if you broke that lamp, I will kill you. Did you break it?
Pretty sure.
Yes.
Here's an example. The other day, I had a job interview.
Uh-oh.
And they asked, and they were like, so, is this something that you're kind of gonna, like, you're interested in now, like, you're gonna be gone in, like, a couple weeks? Is this gonna be a 2-week thing? Is this gonna be, like, you'll be here for 6 months? Like, what do you think is gonna be? It was a pretty informal interview. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I would like to continue exploring other options. And then I was like, Kevin, shut your mouth.
Oh, you idiot.
Like in my mind, I was like weighing the pros and cons. Okay, should I, like, whatever? But like my honesty thing, like I hate lying. I would be like, no, I'm gonna be here forever. And then I would just grind at me, just tear at me.
Did they cross your name off right then?
Yeah, they just went, oh yeah, you won't hear from us.
Oh, okay. disappointed in that answer.
But yeah, and the reason this is the origins, like if this was X-Men Origins, this is the origins of my line. Is I always, like, I grew up watching my older brother, and I think I've discussed this a little bit, like, my brother would lie constantly. Oh my gosh, he would just lie.
He's a subscriber.
Like, okay, like me, I would tell, like, it's like, what's the worst that could happen? So then I tell the truth. He is like, you know, like he doesn't even have telling the truth as as an option. Like, that's just off the table. Like, he is just like, telling the truth is the worst thing that I could do right now, and it wouldn't even be like a big thing at all.
Hey, did you buy apples when you were out?
Nope,
didn't buy apples.
What are you? These are pears.
These are Swahilan
pears.
From
Swahili. You've probably never even heard of them or had one before, because they only give them to the most coolest of people.
Shouldn't pears be pear-shaped? No, it's a new thing. It's the Swahilans. You know, they. I almost went back to Grecian.
Yeah, well, they're like, apples are illegal, so they have to
So they call these. The store said they were pears.
Well, pears are illegal, so they make them apple shaped, and they'd be like, "Well, this is just an apple, but it tastes like a pear."
Yeah, it's got that like sand in there. It's like eating sand.
No, that's mealy. That's what you're thinking.
Why would anyone want to eat sand?
I don't know.
I don't care for pears. I don't want to sit around and wait for them to ripen. I'm not going to eat them on their terms.
Yeah.
It's my time.
Well, I guess we know Chase doesn't have much patience for things.
Really? Going to the real names? Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're supposed to be remaining anonymous.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah, we'll get someone to edit it out.
We'll bleep it.
You know what would be really funny if I actually did bleep it out?
Bleep.
No, it'd just be like me over top, just going, weeg. We'll weeg it out later.
We'll weeg it out.
Gross. That sounds really gross.
Oh, we don't want to be jostling your Jimmy there.
I don't want to yank your pork. What? That doesn't even make sense.
I want to,
pinch your pork?
I was just going to say pinch, not pork.
Pinch your
weenus.
Wiggle your weenus?
Pinch your
I thought we were going for alliteration.
Oh. Pinch your Pedro.
Tickle your Tonka truck. I broke the cheese.
Oh my goodness. I broke. Wow, that is weird.
We were doing a podcast here earlier.
We're coming back. Why are we obsessed with historical accuracy? Why are we obsessed with the truth, especially within historical terms? Why do we always want the most honest of truths? Why do we have like historians like McHugh?
Oh, it's my time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always. It's not. I don't even know if we're getting the truth. We're just. We need to know the facts, and we need to write this down to make sure that everyone knows what we did. And my thing is, who's writing it down?
Yeah.
The winners are writing it down. Like, their people are the ones that are recording it, because generally in the olden times, like pre-pirate times, they were destroying everything. Like, I'm thinking Troy with the Grecians, and they just burn the city to the ground. They're like, "Wow, we beat you in a fight, so we're gonna torch your home, and kill everyone, rape your women, murder your kids in front of you." Pretty harsh.
Yeah, you're not gonna get their side of the story.
Yeah, never.
Because they're
gonna be so that,
burnt and
the Trojans
pillaged.
could have wrote things down like, "Hey, these guys, we just, he was in love, and we were just fighting for true love, and we just wanted to, see them be happy." And the Greeks were like, "No, they stole my wife. That ain't right." So the Greeks from the deep south, apparently, they stole my wife. That ain't right. They're gonna burn in hell for this. So anyways, that could have happened. But the way it sounds is that the dirty Trojans stole the wife and started the war were dicks about it, fought dirty, and then the Greeks, the whole Trojan horse debacle. But, I mean, how do we know that's what really happened?
I don't know, because, like, all I know is, like, although I would probably consider myself a modest person, I think if I had won some battle or came up with this genius plan to bring in a horse and use it to, carry in some peeps and, like, win and stuff, I would be playing that up pretty hard in the history books.
Yeah, I'm a known embellisher.
No. No.
And I am nothing if not modest, he said sarcastically.
You're probably, like, the most modest person of all.
He retorted sarcastically. So, I mean, picture me winning the Battle of Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would pretty much be written how it is.
Yeah.
Just outrageous. Or the whole Spartan thing. Really just stuck in the Grecian times today.
Yeah.
But 300 dudes taking on like a gajillion Persians?
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. It was probably like 50 or 60 Persians. Liars.
Yeah.
Or maybe not liars. Maybe they believed it. Who knows?
It's weird that it's 300, though. Like, you would think... Like, was there cuts made?
I feel
like 500 people tried out and they cut it to 300?
I guarantee it was probably like 308. And they were like, no, it's just 300.
Yeah.
We're not going to be like, oh, the 308 Spartans. You could. You're losing your tongue roll.
Yeah.
The pizzazz, the panache.
It was an even 300, not one less.
Not 299, not 301. Don't be a dick. What if there's like squires and stuff, like little helper dudes, or like the cooks? Nope. We only count the soldiers, and there was 300.
I counted them. Imagine.
Made them line up in 3 single file lines of 100.
Yeah.
And we did a roll call. Pernocatus. Present.
Ulysses. What?
Burnaclaw.
Eutripides.
I feel like we're like the ghetto Greek name generators.
Laquashite.
Ooh la la. That's fun. That could go on for a full hour. So let's conversations in there.
Eucalyptus.
Oh no, come on. That's gross. Guaranteed they would do that. If I watch NFL next week and there's some
Xerxes.
He's on the other team, dude.
Sorry, he's
and then he's like in English, of course.
So obsessed with this truth, of this historical accuracy, but like, I mean, there is none of this sort of, you never get to hear all the perspectives. I mean, taking it as far as like kind of going back to like say WW2 with like when Hitler was taken over and he just wrote all these history books going on right now in North Korea with all of Kim Jong-il's golfing prowess, and
they landed a man on the sun.
Yeah, exactly. And they just write how they want. That's yeah. I mean, where's the other side? Where's the other perspective?
In 20 years, kids from North Korea are going to be like, we landed on the sun like 20 years ago. What have you guys been doing? He left at like 2 in the afternoon and he was back at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Science. That's so bad. So bad. But yeah, I like to think, since I bought all those History in an Hour audiobooks.
Yeah, I'm pretty well versed.
I'm super knowledgeable about world wars now. Like World War I, World War II. I want to know how the Belgians felt. The Belgiumese? Belgiumites? Belgians?
The Belgiums.
The Belgiums? Belgiums?
Belgiums.
How'd they feel about it? I'm guessing they were a little PO'd.
Mm-hmm.
But, why didn't they do anything? Where was the anger? What was the situation in Belgium? I'm sure I could look all this stuff up. Don't care to. But, that's just a very vague example. What about in Egypt times, the pharaohs, the slaves, building the pyramids, hot sun,
aliens,
working hard. 'Cause he was strong. He wasn't just tough, he was strong. Like, you know what I mean? What were those guys thinking? Why didn't they have an uprising? Anyways, that's all the same example, really, just different times in history.
Yeah, just like people win, and then there's like losers, and you want to know what happened to the losers, and nobody really
What's
wants
the real
to
story?
hear about
Wishbone?
that. Yeah.
And then the other side of it is the winners. How are they? Are they being accurately represented?
That's the thing. I feel like we kind of like touched on it a little bit. How like we would be exaggerating things, probably quite.
We don't even need to go far back. Let's go back to Vietnam. The American public was pretty adverse to that, or so they would have you think. Did you know that only 30% of the American public voted against going to war? Like, that was in the heat of it, when they were supposedly having riots on campuses and having protesters killed, etc.
That was the 30%.
Yeah, the rest of the country was, let's do it. Let's, I'm sure there was some colorful language used there, but... So, I mean, are we getting the real story, or are we just getting the dogma that media presents to us?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of like which one lasts, because you could, like that's the thing, because like during the time, I bet you there's tons of like critical pieces exploring different perspectives and different sides of the story. But then what lasts through time, the friggin' epic, awesome, super winner's tale, and not the like.
Yeah, the one that the money's behind, the winners, the power, the glory. But yeah, it's. I used to do a lot of reading about alternate histories and stuff like that, secret societies. That's about it. But yeah, I find the concept of alternate history fascinating.
Tugboat is all about the unknown.
Tugboat, unknown.
Searching for truths, or what could have been.
The truth is out there, you know?
Now, I don't see how this links to the question, but I'm gonna go, what about this fables and myth things? Could be more useful than... So like, so you're saying like, okay, we have all this historical accurate, and it's like, let's not repeat history here, but what if they turn that story into a fable or a myth, or not even that story? They just came up with these made-up things that had great lessons that were way better than actual accurate.
The moon landing showing that America is the best at space. And showing, we went to the moon. We got it. It's done. We conquered it. And then people are like, oh, no, you never actually went to the moon. But is it better to have that moon landing story and show that, we've been to space, not much going on.
Anything is possible.
Well, yeah, I guess that too, Kevin Garnett messaging.
Yeah.
So which is better, having that or the actual truth that it was filmed in a basement in Hollywood?
Hard truths.
Who knows which one's the truth?
Well, there was that like big uproar. I think it was like probably could be like 5 years ago or something about that guy. It's like every little thread or pulling a thread of something or 1,000 yarns of thread, and he like wrote this book, and it was all about him like overcoming like addiction or something like that. And then Oprah was like, this is the best book, throws it in her book club, and is like, this is so great. And then he's like, I made it all up, and said it was a true story. And then and it helped tons of people, like inspired them and stuff. And then Oprah got super upset. Yeah,
she started her own network about it and went into obscurity as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so like it was... I mean, there's like a case where it's like, you have this thing that's like a total, like the will to power, like it's it does great things, and then you find out it's a lie, and is that worse, or are people going to remember things? That's kind of interesting. When we get your comeuppance for the lies.
Tying it into the alternate history comment is how many things in our lifetime alone where we've been told one thing that's an untruth for our benefit, and something else actually was going on. That'll really bake your noodle.
Yeah, like that sort of like...
Put it in at 350, because that's going to bake your noodle.
Do Do you have a good example of that?
Of course not. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
No, like when you were told something that was like, yeah, for the greater good.
No.
I guess like a pretty decent example would be like if a kid asks like, where do babies come from, and you just like
Chick spots.
you just like say cranes or storks or something like that, and then the kid just spare the kid from. It's like, yeah, well,
Where do we spare them from?
the,
Biology?
yeah, yeah, but like really
Natural
descriptive.
I'd rather go the other way. Do it the way Mike Ward was raised, and just
Sure.
be super open about it from a young age.
Like not even discuss it,
That
just be
he's,
like,
comfortable with it. Although he kind of went a like his brother.
yeah, he's like a huge pervert.
He can be a bit on. He used to be a little more constantly saying things that he shouldn't. But no, his brother, same household. He's cool with it. Mike used to say some pretty wild stuff, but it was all in good fun and quite humorous. Although I didn't need to know how his penis was feeling that often.
My penis has no feelings.
Really?
Like,
Does it get sad?
no, I've never.
Oh.
I don't have erectile dysfunction. My penis is just depressed.
He's sad.
That's why those tears come out every once in a while.
I knew as soon as I said sad, one of us would talk about tears. Gross. That's gross.
Shaving back those tears.
Shaving the tears right off. Yeah, so I guess I don't really want to get into religion. Let's skip that part. That's stupid. Next question. That was stupid.
Can we avoid history repeating itself?
I don't understand how we couldn't, but we don't.
We continue to fail at not repeating history.
What was that thing you said earlier about that? It was really good. Do that.
Talk about that.
Yeah, dance monkey dance.
Dance monkey? Oh,
that would be awesome. If you could buy a dance monkey and it just like has moves equivalent to Usher, and you just put on like, you put a song on your phone and just like
Usher.
No, I can't. I'm not musically inclined. But it just does the shut up.
For all our listeners, the Tugboat is in market for a dancing monkey that only dances to Usher, and maybe a little John.
Better than Usher.
Yeah. So we're talking about avoiding history repeating itself. We're just talking about like every generation we have this weird bias where we think that we're like constantly improving. This is something that like Nietzsche thought of or whatever. It's just a total fallacy that just because we're like more modern or more new or like whatever, that we're just super smart and we will never make mistakes that we made in the past. So it's like, we'd be like, oh yeah, let's give mothers a bunch of Accutane to get rid of their acne that they get when they're pregnant, but oh wait, it like ruins your babies or something, or
oh yeah, let's put a whole bunch of nitrogen in the water in the 70s because it will make the mothers look nicer. Oh no, it caused blue baby syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, let's put like radioactive stuff in watches so they glow in the dark, but then it like slowly kills all the workers that are putting them into the watches.
Oh, let's mine coal. They had to have canaries in the mine.
Yes.
And we still do that today.
Yes. So that's good. That's a good repetition of history.
Let's mine coal.
But the idea, so I can't really speak as history as like a whole because I can't really look at large groups of people, but I know on an individual sense.
I can generalize.
Okay, well, so you can generalize. I'm going to start at the individual level. There's really, really cool stuff about basically, like, I think this is like a Freudian thing, but it's basically if you go through a situation and it turns out extremely poorly for you, in your unconscious, this is your unconscious, you're not aware of this, you will unconsciously set up that same scenario for yourself in the future
To try and succeed.
Exactly. So you're trying to do something different. However, people don't typically pick up the skills they need or the knowledge to be able, because this is unconscious, right? To be able to solve that problem. So they just keep using the same strategy over and over and over again.
So we're using the definition of insanity where you try the same thing and expect different results.
A lot of sort of like mental illness or like our neuroses or whatever can come from just these like...
So my collective unconscious of the planet...
That's Jung talking Freud. But anyways, continue. Yeah.
It means that we're all insane unconsciously. Can we be both sane and insane at the same time?
I never said any of that.
Put that in at 350 and bake that noodle.
It's not what I said.
Why'd you do it in the Grecian voice?
That's not what I said.
Well, I can't. Deep South.
So if you applied that sort of knowledge to large groups of people within like history and stuff, is that typically the way we set up things as groups in history through societies is we always set up these same kind of scenarios and we keep doing somewhat similar things. Yep. Now the interesting part of it is if you are smart enough to recognize that, oh, I did this time, I better do something different, and people go like total opposite, the pendulum swings and they go and do the exact opposite thing. So it's like, I don't know if this is how World War I went or if it didn't, but you know how Hitler was all like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally not going to invade your country or something, or like, you know, just give us your country and we won't take over the world, so just sign this. And they're like, all right, we'll give Hitler what he wants, and then they sign it and it goes off.
Or he's like, I'm not going to fight this war on two fronts. Ah, shit, I'm doing exactly what happened in World War I.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Ghosts.
Yeah.
So yeah,
no one's gonna know what just happened there.
Yeah, so like someone will do like the exact opposite and just be like, "No, Hitler, we're not going to sign that. Let's fight you." And then it's the exact opposite. But then it probably would have like war would have broken up anyways.
America warred it up with Iraq 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
And is it different? I don't really know. I don't follow it.
It's just interesting that when you like take opposite perspectives, you can end in the same result.
Yeah.
That's what I find is interesting. So even if you recognize history, you go, oh, they did this and this happened. Oh, let's try the opposite, and then you'll get the exact same result. And then it'll trend towards the middle, provided you get enough opportunities. You get some super smart guy that's like, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. We should probably do this.
Yeah, like Kevin Spacey's character on House of Cards.
Probably, which I've never seen.
It's so good.
I just know Kevin Spacey's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I just assume that
he's good at the actoring.
Great at acting.
But I think we can move to the Middle Eastern comment that I made and just slide that into the next topic. So that, speaking of actors and the Middle East, the inspiration for this content, the T.J. Miller, he thinks like he's an absurdist. He's focusing on being kind of nihilistic, and his idea, which I think is pretty interesting. I was already doing a version of this myself, but nowhere near as awesome as what he's doing. But he doesn't care what's going on in the Middle East. He thinks that having that knowledge is basically useless. What's the point of that? Because
he's not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. So he's his kind of way to show that to people, and he's using comedy as kind of his stage, because that's
who he does.
Kind of his thing, yeah. So he is gathering knowledge on giraffes. So when people come at him and say, "Oh man, did you hear about what's going on in the Middle East? They're bombing Lebanon," and I don't know what's going on, but they go about that, and then he said, "Do you know that giraffes have hooves the size of dinner plates? Did you know that giraffes have the same number of vertebrae as human beings? How far are we from giraffes? Are we close to giraffes? They're the largest land animal, the tallest land animal." So is him having that knowledge about giraffes any less or any different than, Joe Q Public having knowledge about what's going on in the Middle East.
Yeah, because in both scenarios, you're not doing anything. You're not using the knowledge to act towards anything. So you just end up in the same spot. So it doesn't
thousands,
matter.
if not millions, of people hear these reports on the news every day, and nobody takes any action. They might get sad and be like, "Oh man, that's blown up."
Yeah.
Whatever else Boomhauer would say, and then that's it. They just go on with their day.
Yeah. So, and are they better off for it, or are they
so
not?
what's the point of knowing? I know myself. I'm not going to go over to the Middle East, walk out into the middle of the thing, and go, "You come here. You come here. Look, what are you all fighting about? What's going on? Let's talk this out."
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
So it'd be pretty awesome if it did, I guess. But
yeah.
I know I'm not going to go over there. Just the flight alone would deter me. It's probably expensive, but so me knowing about it and having an extensive base of knowledge about who's fighting for what and why, and I don't give a hoot. I'm not going to do nothing about it. So I want to live in my own ignorance.
Yes.
Golly, that's bliss.
Yep.
So I mean, is it a fool's paradise to just think that not knowing is better, or what?
Ignorance is bliss.
I guess. I'm pretty blissful. So then, the next part is, is the mainstream media creating bliss for us by showing stories about roller skating cats and ignoring stuff like people starving in Africa and water shortages, or is it cool that they're doing that because we're not going to do anything about the starving people or the water shortages?
Now, I don't know what...
But we could train our cats to rollerblade.
I don't know what mainstream media you're, checking out with these things.
All of them.
All of them. But from my knowledge, which, personally, I don't really watch the news at all.
Me neither.
But they usually just show terrible things all the time, pretty much.
Find out what thing in your kitchen is going to kill you at 11.
Right after these cat videos. It's either one or the other. It's completely random, cute things that kind of make you feel good or pointless.
Gang raped and murdered east of Adelaide tonight. But check out these puppies wearing glasses.
In other news, house hippos, real or not real?
You be the judge.
You be the judge.
Coming up at 11.
And that's the thing. A lot of people do
Who stays up to 11 to watch the news? That is friggin' late.
That is pretty late. But inherently, people really love to make up their own truths and kind of skivvy out or scalpel out some of those parts of the story that they don't like or don't want people to know, because they're always trying to protect their own egos and stuff. So it's creating your own truths can be pretty awesome for you.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
What happens when you kind of get a government or a representative part of society giving you their truths, and reality is that something bad's happening, and they're just pulling the wool over your eyes, the merino wool right over your eyes. So the example is our friend and possible co-host Dalton McGinty.
Dalton McGinty?
There's no way he'll ever be a co-host. Come on. They're talking, wind power, sustainable, the environment, it's good, you like it, yes. When in reality, it's terrible. And the truth is out now. It only supplies 3% of our power, and all the excess we have to pay other states. So we're not only charging our citizens for the power, we're also charging them to pay to get rid of the excess power.
Yeah, we have the most expensive electricity plan in all nations.
Yeah. So,
but they're good they're nice to look at though. Got to admit.
Greg, no, they're ruining all the landscapes.
Have you ever heard about the theories that they're messing up some sort of magnetism or wind flow and stuff, and now people are getting
not only that,
autism from it or something?
Apparently everything causes autism nowadays, but the vibrations shake your bones in a different way and make you die sooner than killing people's pets. Yeah, it's Yeah, it's like people's dogs are dying, just keel over. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Is this true?
Yeah, that's a thing. Well, that's it. Somebody's truth is telling me that.
So you're saying that throw up these wind turbines and then these animals just like...
Yeah, the taste for the babies. Well, not that fast. It's like a couple of months and the dog's just like, yeah, I'm shaking weird. And just like, I don't know. I didn't investigate this. I'm not
like,
hard-hitting.
Are they dead? Did they find them, or are they just like slowly blowing away?
No, they're dead. Just like, you go outside and Rover is just fucking tits up in the driveway. It's terrible.
And then your kid comes up to you and asks you why the dog's dead, and you have to tell him a little white lie.
Yeah. The government.
The government. You can't say that. You gotta be like, oh.
Rover's gone to doggy heaven. No, he isn't. He's right there. Dead.
Yeah, you know how you've been teaching him to roll over? Yeah, he didn't make it. That's your fault.
Thanks. He was out here for 2 days.
You need to learn to be more conscientious.
You little prick. Strike one. Ooh la la.
Tra-la-la.
Never do that again.
Tra-la-la.
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So we're getting fed all these different versions, and people are making their own truths and cramming it down our throats. Dr. Oz, A&W. I don't want to get too carried away.
So who gives the best version?
Yeah. So what's real?
That's the thing. Often, probably the best version is going to be like the least true.
Yeah.
Is that fairly accurate? Would you say?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. In certain cases, that could be the best option. It could be something I'm cool with.
Yeah. Because, like, I'm pretty sure all things of history that are made awesome, like, you're looking for an interesting story, right? That's how people remember stuff, as if it's new and novel. Like, you know, I mean, I probably base a lot of my knowledge off of TV and series and stuff instead of actually delving into the literature, because it's awesome.
So what I'm thinking right now in my brain is no, lost it. That's so bad.
Where'd it go?
Probably in one of my ears. I'll just shake. Get one of those wind turbines, we'll shake it loose.
I said I got all my information from TV.
No, I was looking at something else. Best version. Does that hurt? You smash your tooth on that glass.
No, it's fine.
Oh. I get really scared about stuff like that. I'm scared it's gonna break off.
Chipping my tooth.
Chips! I chipped it! Chip my tooth! Ooh. Nope, still never came back.
Never came back.
No. It's not a little Sobo.
There was...
Or is it?
A movie, it might have been Inglourious Bastards, where they were showing like a video, and it was like this dude who like assassinated all these like Americans or whatever. He was like a good known sniper. He had the most, and they made a movie about it. And this guy's like, yeah, I'm a celebrity. I shot all these people, because like that's from their perspective. But then if like America made a film out of it, they would like paint him as like this evil type of person. And it's like, which one are you gonna go see? Probably both. Like, what would you rather see? Would you rather see the one that's
Would
like,
you be able to see the other one?
I don't know.
Like the German one probably got wiped out by the winners of the war.
Yeah.
Apparently the German cinema was blowing up with their propaganda films.
Yeah. Based on
I can't rent them at the
Inglourious
library.
Bastards.
No, that was a thing.
No, that was the thing.
Yeah, I can't rent them at the library. They're just gone. They probably burned them all. And Hitler used to burn books. It's weird.
So I guess it's kind of like the next thing, like this conspiracy theorists talk about various motivations behind things happening around us. It's like,
They're just trying to find their own truth to the histoire.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't even know if it's like, yeah, you're creating your own truth so much, but they're trying to sell something. Like they're trying to make something so outlandish or ridiculous that it like gets people's attention and they start to believe it. Like it's weird.
Or they think that's why
actually
things happened. So, was Kennedy assassinated by the mob? Was he assassinated by the head of the shippers union? Was he assassinated by someone in the Viet Cong?
Did he fake
Cubans?
Did he fake his own death?
And he's been running America from an underground bunker ever since.
Yeah,
like
was
that
it
song
actually Kennedy?
by Cox and Combs? Could have been an actor. I don't know. All I know is things didn't go so hot after he was dead. Not so good.
Not so good.
And, 9/11, they said, oh, they got the
bombs. There's
WMDs.
There's bombs.
Iraq has them WMDs. Gotta get them.
Yeah, they never... I thought you meant like the conspiracy where they actually like the World Trade Center towers or whatever, how there was like they exploded before the planes even hit, like there was bombs down in the basement, and there's like no building can fall like that by getting hit by the top and stuff.
Yeah, it was all just for show to destroy a bunch of records and then provoke the war to go get the WMDs.
Like the American government blew up the World Trade Centers?
Yeah. Well, we probably shouldn't say that. We're probably... Is that a knock at the door? It's probably W. He's going to have a hatchet. Just cut your dick off. That's the punishment for saying it. Preemptively.
Now,
how would he know?
Now.
We're taping it now. It's not going to be on the internet or available. Yeah. Big brother, man.
Big brother.
This is all W does. Texas Rangers are out of the playoffs, so all he does at night is just sit and wait. If you know anything about baseball, that was funny.
GMOs and high sugar diets to keep people sick?
Yeah, they're keeping the people down. You're making people fat, lazy. They can't think for themselves. They.
Them.
Probably the Illuminati or the One World Government. Conspiracy theories, man. I don't make them up.
Aliens? I don't know. I just go to
it's
aliens.
Not aliens. It's the Freemasons. They're ruling the world.
The Freemasons.
The Freemasons and the Illuminati, One World Government, Federal Reserve, World Bank. They're all running. They're running it all, man. They feed you this fructose, high corn syrup, getting you all messed up, feel lazy and tired all the time, barely do your shift at Bennigan's. I don't even know what Bennigan's is.
Well,
and then you get sick, you get the cancer. They make you keep the cancer and AIDS. What happened to Magic Johnson's AIDS? Just gone. It's like 40 years ago. That mofo is still walking around. So, just saying.
Yeah.
Guess he's on the inside now. So, yeah.
Oh my god.
GMOs causing autism. Wind turbines causing autism. Gluten causing autism.
Genetics.
No, that's not one of them.
No.
I would have remembered that. So, I mean...
Gluten.
Who's telling the truth?
Mercury poisoning.
Mercury poisoning. Fish. You're eating fish, trying to be health conscious. Then you're eating spinach. Getting the diarrheas, the coli from the spinach.
I don't think that's a thing.
That is definitely a thing. One of our commenters will back me up on that.
No. Like, I understand you can get E. coli from spinach. That happens. But I mean, like...
happened.
But I mean, like... That causes autism. I don't think that's a thing.
No, I said poops.
Oh, sorry.
Poops. You get little poops.
What can we do about it? What are we going to do about it?
Well, first we gotta say who's telling the truth. And then
How do we know?
Then we can pump this other podcast I listen to occasionally called Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. It's got some cool stuff on there.
Are we being told the truth? Probably not majority of the time.
No, definitely not. We're being told what we need to be told to keep the herd in line.
Do you have a problem with it?
No. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. I don't have a problem either. This isn't good for society.
See, we've been eating that corn fructose business.
We're all lazy and...
Yeah, look how lazy we are.
Yeah, there's something going on over, like, ISIS or something? I don't know.
Isn't ISIS off the show Archer?
No, I don't know.
Definitely, that's what their spy thing was called.
Oh.
So that's
There's a conspiracy theory.
I got super confused when they're like, "Oh, ISIS is taking over the Middle East," I was like,
Archer's really taking off.
They're making it real.
Whoa!
It's like a live action
Film.
Speaking of live action,
Please don't be about porno.
no, even better. The work is continuing on the live action Masters of the Universe film. I just wanted to put that out there, just get everyone tickled.
Get everybody talking about it.
They have a director. They are doing a rewrite to the script that was written in 2009. It's happening. My lifelong dream and goal is to watch a better than the 1987 garbage movie that Dolph Lundgren made. Although he is rumored to come back and not reprise a role, but take the role of King Randor. Nope.
This isn't part of my childhood chase.
That is not my truth.
I mean, Tugboat, man.
God, come on.
Bleep, bleep.
We
get out.
So anyways, what could be done?
Lie detectors.
Who's telling the truth?
Lie detectors.
Does it matter? Lie detectors.
Lie detectors.
What can we do about it?
We have all...
Nothing. Who's telling the truth? We don't know.
We have so many tools to tell the truth. There's like all these theories, like you have like the lie detectors or whatever that they kind of gauge your...
That sweet eye move thing from the Recruit starring Colin Farrell.
Exactly. That's actually a legitimate thing. People always like look at your eyes or like your pupils will dilate when you're lying. I saw it on Hannibal.
Up and to the left.
Yeah, I saw it on Hannibal.
Oh, good show.
Great show.
Great show. Great
show. And yeah, all kinds of like cool stuff to like kind of figure out when people lie. But do we have that to our access like on a day-to-day basis? Like, is there an app for that?
Probably. There probably is. Can I afford it? No.
Yeah. And
because if it ain't free, I can't afford it.
And then like, does it like when they figure out it's a lie, does like a big buzzer go off, or they be like, I'll just keep this between you and me? But like more like Siri, like
you have to pay. You have to pay like $40 for the app to keep it quiet.
Your secret is safe with me.
Are you extorting me, Siri? Oh, can't talk about that now. She avoids so many of my questions.
Does it matter? I don't know.
Why she won't love me?
Why she won't love you?
To me, it doesn't. I mean, there's people out there. Whoa, I really swung off on the there. You can't say there anymore. My mouth broke. So there's people out there that'll be like, "Yes, it matters. I need to know the truth." Why? What are you gonna do with it? You're one man.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. What? Anyways.
You want the truth?
He was trying to protect their way of life, okay?
Nietzsche.
He was doing what he thought was right.
Shut it down.
No, we gotta do the grill and cheese. That's a good grill and cheese.
I cannot handle this grill right now. I'm gonna get grilled something fierce.
Yeah,
stay tuned for next week's installment.
We'll grill cheese with this topic next week.
I will remain ungrilled for another week.
For those of you that are disappointed by not hearing the grilling cheese, write some stuff in the comments. Just rip into us.
Yeah, get into the discussion page.
Yeah, discuss it. No, I'm keeping that for something else. I just want topics on there.
Topics?
No topics.
Hot topics.
Hot topics. Hot topics. That makes me think of Hot Pockets. Jim Gaffigan. Hot Pockets. Why is he talking about Hot Pockets?
This is going on too long.
Why are they still laughing?
Is he serious?
He's already making the talking to the audience voice already.
Shut it down.
Alright. Good long and good night. It's like 4 a.m. and we are loaded drunk on water, cola, and probably our own piss.
Knowledge.
I'm the Tugboat.
I'm Cheese.
And you just listened to our conversation.